What's up, guys? That Really Girl Sky here. We are back playing Warframe, and I have chosen a Warframe I haven't been in a long time. I may do another video of Zephyr, who I am now. However, I'm probably going to switch to my other theme. I'm basically being interrupted by Lotus again, because Lotus doesn't know how to wait her turn. Wait your turn, Lotus. All right, thank you. I might switch to my other theme, my Phoenix-based Zephyr, for, I don't know, maybe some more Void missions, but this is going to be a Void excavation. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're in a Void excavation. Excavations are pretty simple to do. Basically, I'm in here, hopefully going to get the Necros Prime chassis. Now that I've said it, I've jinxed myself, so, you know, it is what it is. But to be honest, it's something I kind of want to talk about in this episode. I kind of want to talk. I think it needs to be said. It's just what's going on in the Warframe, what's going on in the Warframe community, and I'm a little guy on the totem pole, if I'm even on the totem pole, and it's I don't know. It's just there's a lot of people that are getting either, I don't want to say, well, they're definitely getting burnout. There are people getting burnout, but there are also people that are like, we need more content. We need more content. And I'll talk about that a little bit. I don't need to go this way, so we're gonna go back this way. Some people are also are like not just content, not just like maps and stuff, but they're like, I've already done everything in the game, and wait, how dare you? I've already done everything in the game, and I need something to do. You haven't done everything in the game. I'm telling you that right now. Maybe you've done all the mission types or whatever, but you haven't done everything you can do in the game. Trust me. I just want to like hit this topic, so I'm like trying to stay away from too much going on. But because it's easier to think when I'm not trying to one-shot these guys with the Mayerlock, because the Mayerlock is a one-shot pistol, and it kind of requires a little bit of attention. But anyways, let's first start on let's talk about endless mission types. Real quick, endless mission types. A lot of the newer players, sorry, this may not be, you know, too much of a thing for some of the guys that are, you know, in the earlier, you know, around rank 10, mastery rank 10 maybe. This may not really pertain to some of you guys unless you have stuck around with some very specific Warframes and you haven't been ranking up as much, and you've just been, you know, playing the game to finish the game with very limited arsenal. But anyways, endless game types. There are a lot of people out there that would spend hours in survivals and go to tons and tons of waves in defense, because that was their way of doing kind of like some end game content. And what a lot of these people are saying is there's no reason to really do that anymore, especially in the Void, because you can run a fissure mission and you can go the first 5-10 minutes, get all the things you need, and get out with the prime parts that you were hoping to get. That's true to a degree, but a lot of people, especially the experienced players, haven't quite really noticed that. Sorry, I haven't done any action recently, I don't know, but haven't really noticed that the Void really hasn't. I mean, yes, it's changed, but the rewards really haven't changed that much. It still takes just as much effort, if not more effort, than it used to. I understand that you can pick other people's rewards, and that is a huge benefit of doing it, but if you don't have the relics to go after those specific parts, unless you're teaming up with people that specifically have an abundance of the relics that you're looking for, if you don't have the relics yourself, you still have to go to endless mission types and spend all sorts of time farming for a relic that instead of a prime part. Is literally has added another step. Then you have to go into the void and then go after that. It was just like when you were farming void keys. Now you're just farming something called a relic, and you're going into a void, and you're hoping on the exit you get the prime part you need. I argue it's more difficult to get the prime part you need because you only have the chance to pick one when you leave. But at the same time, you also have, if you're playing with 4 players, 4 options. So, you know, it is what it is. And like I said, it can be a lot easier if you go into a survival and you get 10 reactants in your first 5 minutes and then you just bail. That's a 5-minute prime part. That's fantastic, and you get the option between the 4. That's excellent. But at the same time, when I have to, if I don't have the relics or no one I know has the relics, I have to go into a survival and play 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes of the survival, you know, in order to get the relic I need, or if I go in there for 20 waves, I have to go in there 3, 4, 5 times before I get a relic I want. And then, what if I don't get that? What if I don't get that prime part? If I don't get that prime part, which you know, your chances still are pretty not that great unless everyone goes in with the same exact relic. You know, so the difficulty of getting the prime parts is still there. I argue it's too difficult to get prime parts. I still don't have Necros Prime, and to be honest, it's been so long I almost don't care to anymore, because the last week I've gone through, the last time I made a video and mentioned which prime parts I had, I think I had 4 different prime parts out of Necros's 4, the Galatine's 3, and the Tigress's 3 or 4. I only had 4 of them. So I'm doing terribly right now. Let me see if I can get this going, and we'll see if I can save this, manage this. I just want to get one, kind of go over what I'm going to say, and kind of just bounce. But to be honest, I mean, as much as I really want the Tigress Prime and Necros Prime, which isn't I mean, he's one of my least favorite primes, to be honest with you. But as much as I would like to have him just to have him, I don't even care. I don't even care to really farm them at this point, because damn it, I've gone through way too many relics. I've gone through, in the last week, I've gone through probably 20, 25 relics, a lot of them radiant, and didn't get parts. So I don't know. I've joined some people hoping to get some prime parts, but I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. So at this point, I've mostly given up. I'll be joining some public lobbies, and if I come across more prime parts, that's fantastic. But to be honest, I have most of the stuff you can get with ducats that I care to get, at least, and this is where I'm going to start talking about the amount of content in the game. I honestly, I don't want to say I'm sick of Warframe, because I love playing Warframe. I'm not. I kind of get the content thing. The reason why I'm not so burned out on content is because, as you can see, there are like what? I want to say like 40 frames in the game. I'm just gonna ballpark it. I'm not gonna go search right now and figure it out. But out of all those frames, out of 40, let's just say 40, I have probably 60 to 70 Warframes, and you're like, well, that's more than whatever. That's because all these themes that you're seeing me playing are all on separate Warframes that I've gone to farm for. And it did take a lot of effort, and that's partially where I'm burnt out, is farming. With that said, I'm burnt out. I'm just burnt out on farming. I will play content beyond content. I haven't done the trials. I haven't done the trials, the raids, if you want to call them. I haven't done a lot of the. I don't want to say all of the boss fights. I've done all the boss fights, but I haven't done them more than a couple times a piece. Yes, I farm for a lot of the frames that I have, but like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. But I've spent a lot of time in game, just switching things up, playing different themes, doing a whole lot of stuff, and that's where my replayability is. When there's people that are jumping into a game with their most maxed out frame and are going for an hour on survival, they're getting tired of farming, and I am too. They're not necessarily getting tired of content, because if they were to just change things up, they would find a whole lot of additional fun in the game. So that's that. I think part of the reason why content is coming out much slower is because they're now putting Warframe across 3 platforms. They have it on PC, which is getting, everything first, but then they have to go through a long process of prepping everything for Xbox One as well as the PS4. So the things are coming out slower than we're used to, because the PC players have been what's the word? They've been I don't know. We've just been getting all the updates beforehand, and before they were on consoles, the whole team was going to town trying to get out new content. They weren't trying to make the same content. They're not making it 3 times over, but they do have to do some changes and edits in order to make it work graphically, and certain enhancements in order for it to work on consoles. But they're spending a lot of that time doing that instead of making new content. So I know they have a team that is dedicated to consoles. I get that. But they have to, obviously, Steve and all the guys that are way up there in the company. I still haven't freaking done the thing yet. But those guys have to they have to mitigate and pay attention to everything the team is doing, which is going to take up time to stop other things from going on in the company, and ultimately, yeah, that's why the War Within is taking so long. I don't want to say that's entirely the reason. Obviously, they want it to come out clean and crisp and all that. And to be honest, if it's anything like the second Dream was, then I'm gonna be freaking ecstatic. I'm gonna love it. But with that said, it's just taken a while. That's why a lot of people are burnt out, because it's taken a while to get this content, and I get it. Like I said, I'm a little burnt out too. I'm just burnt out on farming. I would rather see them go to town on Warframes and content, and just like how some of the newer frames are. If you complete a mission, you're guaranteed a chassis, or you're guaranteed a systems, or you're guaranteed a blueprint. Those are the ones that are great. Put your heart and time into making those experiences amazing, and allow number one thing. Honestly, I absolutely wish, as soon as The War Within comes out, I beg and plead, DE, make the missions, the previous missions, replayable. Even if you don't get the rewards, or you have to go through jump through hoops in order to get, a second Atlas or a second Titania or whatever, in order to farm for those parts, even if you make it extra difficult, at least make those missions replayable, because there's a certain nostalgia to those missions. I love the second Dream. I will play it. The day the second Dream comes out, I will go back through and play that thing all the way through, because I had so much fun. It was fantastic. That's going to increase your replayability, even though obviously it's the same content. It's going to get some of those people going through some of those missions that had some very specific objectives and do them in different ways. I used to do things like Like, go through a mission with only a melee, or go through a mission with only a pistol, or go, you know, and those are just base missions. Those are just like bosses. Could you imagine doing the second dream with only your melee, or doing, you know, whatever with only your melee? Those are possibilities. That's where I disagree with people that say I've done everything in the game. I'm like, oh really? Have you gone through? Some of them may have, but have you gone through a survival? You know, we'll say 40 minutes, just to be, you know, kind of time sensitive with only your melee, or only your pistol, or only MK1 weapons, whatever you want to say. Have you like, that's what some people have done, some other YouTubers. There's quite a few names I could list, but quite a few people have broken weapons by just putting a bunch of format into them. It's possible. You can take an MK1 Bratton and make it incredibly overpowered by dropping in, I don't know how many you know, but we'll say making every single slot have a, what's it called in it? You know, whatever. Why am I can't think. I can't get this done. But yeah, give them all a symbol and fill them out with mods. Very possible. Do you have all the mods in the game? No, because it's, yeah, that's the other thing. You could totally, just like me, I put totally different mods in totally different frames, put different weapons with different frames, just to create a theme. But at the same time, I can't get all the mods. I can't get all the things I need because it's just so hard to farm. I would probably play the Void much more often if I had the weapons and Warframes to play the Void, rather than just go in for the sake of farming. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but now that I've gotten to the point where, you know, I just am wasting time farming for Necros, and I'm not having fun farming anymore. I'm just not. I would rather go in there with a new Necros that I just built, put something really crazy on them, and have a new theme to enjoy. And I would play the game, or I play Warframe twice as much the next, you know, couple months until the next Prime comes out, because I have the things to enjoy. I don't have to farm for it. And I'm gonna totally go show you, like, talk about the reasons why we can't just get Necros Prime in 5 minutes. You know, that's kind of a metaphor, but yeah, if things were easier to get, I'd be playing Warframe more often. Now that I spent the other day farming for like hours for Necros, just farming, going through, you know, especially this past week, over 20 relics, and not getting Necros. I've literally been jumping on Warframe just to get a video done. And I hate doing that. Because there's so much I want to do in Warframe, especially with the different frames I have. But the reason why I'm not doing it is because I wanna jump into some new maps, or I wanna play, I don't know. I just want to change. I hate to say a change of scenery, because there are some things that I like to play over and over again. I just don't like doing it for the sake of farming. I like doing it for the sake of challenging myself. You know, it's not a challenge to run the same mission over the same way. It's a challenge to run the same mission over in different ways. You know, I just don't want to farm for parts anymore. That's it. That's all I want. Content. You know, obviously content. Please, more content, whatever. But the farming. People are arguing about endgame. That's another thing I can talk about. We're going on for so long, and these goddamn. I feel like I'm wasting my time trying to get these things dead. Should I just let them die? I don't know. But then it's not fun. It's not fun. Oh, this mission is killing me. I'm so sorry. This is one of the most boring missions I've done since I played Warframe. But yeah, endgame content. I was talking about endgame, a little bit of survivability and all that stuff, trials and stuff. The balance, there's a whole lot of balance issues. Some enemies are incredibly powerful. Some enemies are absolutely garbage when they're, you know, level 100. Some of them are way too incredibly powerful when they're level 100. I don't know. I don't have enough experience with super high-end missions. Like I said, I haven't even done the raid missions because it's going to take forever to get a party together and do that and enjoy it. Can I leave now? Can I leave? I need to extract. I don't think I can because I think I have to get this done. But there's no guys coming. There are no guys coming to help me extract. Alright, so with that said, I guess there's plenty of videos out there ranting. Sorry that this was probably the most boring video you have ever seen when it comes to this stuff. There's a lot of videos you guys don't see because I'm just like, that's not interesting enough. This is something that I feel like needs to be said. While I didn't say it as good as some of the other people have said it, there is part of the Warframe community that's just like, I'm kind of tired. Something needs to change. It doesn't necessarily need to be reworked from the ground up and everything changes, but something. Some of you might know more than I do what you feel like should change, but something does. Something does. You know, whether farming gets easier, or they increase endgame content, or they. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you can turn in parts for ducats, and then you can use those ducats to refarm. What is it? Refarm. I can't believe I'm saying the same word over again. Yeah, and use all those ducats. Turn those ducats in for basic parts. You know, use them on the market for stuff like the Zephyr piece you can't get, that you're having so much trouble getting. I mean, the last thing I'm going to touch base on, because I'm just going to bail on this mission. I can't even extract. I'm just going to quit. Last thing I want to touch base on is obviously they can't do most of this stuff because they need people to pay for platinum. That's how they're gonna make. That's how their money is being made. Is the people that are spending money on the game. That's how, you know, they count on people buying Prime Access and doing all this stuff, and rightly so. It's a free-to-play game. I absolutely get it, but I know DE currently is and are going to continue to make or to have people quit playing because they're burnt out or they are just sick of farming. It's gonna happen. I don't ever want to come to that point because I absolutely adore Warframe, and I think it's fantastic, and the devs work so hard to give us what they want. But at the same time, if I get to the point where, like in this mission, if I get to the point where I don't want to finish this mission, I will quit. I will quit, and you will see me do it right now. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry for the rant, but I love you guys. This is cool. I love what I do. This is, you know, I love this Warframe or YouTube thing. It's great, but at the same time, I know my limits. Until next time, guys.